New questions about Gladys Liu after revelations ASIO told Malcolm Turnbull not to attend an event organised by her. The former Prime Minister was warned not to go to the Chinese New Year event organised by Miss Liu because of concerns about the guest list, and they could be posing a security risk. The Herald Sun is reporting senior Liberals were advised by intelligence agencies about her links to China's Communist Party ahead of her pre-selection. Centre Alliance Senator Rex Patrick says Miss Liu should consider her position.
There's just now too much evidence on the table. I would suggest that this passes the Sam Dastyari threshold. I think Ms Liu needs to make a statement to the Parliament where the burden of fulsomeness and truthfulness is much higher than it is outside the Parliament. I think she must consider her tenure, and I think the Prime Minister needs to seek urgent advice from ASIO.
Gladys Liu attempted to clear things up on Wednesday, walking back comments made during a pretty awkward interview on Sky that she had no past connections linked to the Communist Party. So far, the Prime Minister is standing by his MP. Let's go live now to Canberra. The Deputy Labor leader, Richard Marles, joins us now. Richard Marles, thanks for your time. Is Gladys Liu the coalition's Sam Dastyari?
Well, I think there remain now a lot of unanswered questions in relation to Gladys Liu, and obviously there are more assertions that have been made in the media this morning in the Herald Sun. It is for the Prime Minister to answer those questions. And when we think about the standard that is set by this Prime Minister in relation to issues of this kind, it was set in his attitude in respect of Sam Dastyari.
What are the similarities, though? There was no money that exchanged hands with Gladys Liu.
Well, there remain a number of questions unanswered. There are very serious allegations, fresh allegations that have been made in the Herald Sun this morning. I think it's really important that the Prime Minister comes out immediately and clears those up. He needs to be doing that, for Gladys Liu actually, but he needs to do that so as to assure the Australian public that they can have confidence in this place.
Why isn't it more black and white to you? Because she did hold what she calls an honorary position, but it was still in an arm of the Chinese government that's known for trying to exert influence covertly in foreign nations. It's pretty clear cut, isn't it? How concerned are you about that?
Well, I think these are concerning allegations. There's no doubt about it. And it worries me, and I know there has been an attempt to clean that up by Gladys Liu yesterday, but in fact I don't think that those questions are answered. And indeed, in this morning's media, there are further allegations which I think are actually very serious, and it's actually incumbent upon the Prime Minister now to come out and make clear that he has confidence in Gladys Liu, but providing an answer to the allegations that have been made in the paper today.
What answers do you want? More specifically, what answers do you want? Do you want to know if ASIO did warn about this, and if they did, well, what should happen?
Exactly. I think that's exactly
But what should happen
the questions
if ASIO
that need
did
to
warn
be...
Malcolm Turnbull not to go to an event of a now Liberal Party member because of concerns about the guest list? I mean, is it tenable that she remains in Parliament?
Well, I think they are really important questions for the Prime Minister. But right now, they are the questions which are at large. And all of us who are in this place, when allegations that are serious are made, it is incumbent upon us to make clear our position, to clean them up. And that's what the Prime Minister now needs to do in respect of Gladys Liu. And the standard that he has set in terms of matters of this kind was established in his attitude to Sam Dastyari. And that's the only point that we're really making. But there are but at the end of the day, Laura, there are really significant, serious questions which are unanswered by this government. It is for the Prime Minister to answer them right now.
Do you really have a leg to stand on when you have Labor Party members in New South Wales accepting tens of thousands of dollars of cash in Aldi bags?
Well, look, that is a matter that is being dealt with, obviously, through the New South Wales mechanisms. The Labor Party in New South Wales acted very swiftly in relation to that, but the inquiry in respect of all of that is ongoing. But, you know, the only point we're making here, and it is a separate issue, is that there remain very serious questions which have not been answered, and it is for the Prime Minister to answer them. You know, no proceedings that are going on in New South Wales or anywhere else distract from the fact those questions are at large, they remain unanswered, and they need to be by this Prime Minister right away.
Is it true, Richard Marles, that your candidate in the seat of Chisholm for Labor at the last election has the same links to similar arms of the Chinese government?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question. I know those allegations have been...
clarify whether that's correct?
I get that those allegations have been put, but to be honest, Laura, the situation is very different. Jennifer Yang is not because Jennifer Yang is not sitting here as the member for Chisholm.
There were only 1,000 votes in it. You could be in the very same situation if a few voters changed their mind.
I can tell you that it can be 5 votes. They make all the difference if they determine whether you sit in this place or whether you don't. And the reality is Jennifer Yang is not here. Gladys Liu is. And she is the one who was sworn in as the member for Chisholm in this parliament. It is now a question in respect of her that needs to be answered by the Prime Minister. And they are where the allegations lie. And you know, she sits on the government benches. She forms part of the government's majority. That is what transpired on the 18th of May. The Prime Minister now needs to come out and explain what has happened here.
OK, this is fast moving down the road of a potential by-election, though. Would Jennifer Yang remain Labor's candidate?
You've just jumped about 4 steps down the road.
Sure,
right now,
but it's important, isn't it? If there are the same links to your preferred candidate in that seat of Chisholm, they're legitimate, aren't they?
Well, who knows? Who knows where all of this goes and how all of those processes play out? But that is way down the track. The only point we're making right now, Laura, is that the elected member for Chisholm, the person who has been sworn into this parliament to hold that seat and represent that constituency in this place, has had very serious allegations made in respect of her. She needs to answer them, but more significantly, the Prime Minister needs to express his confidence and to provide an answer on behalf of his government in respect of those questions. It's a pretty simple proposition, and it's what the Prime Minister needs to act on straight away.